What's up YouTube, this is All Things Quick. Today we have another video on this 2001 330i and we're doing brakes and rotors on this thing and we're gonna swap out the tires. We also have new kidney grills that we just ordered in. I got all my parts here ready to go. Got my toolboxes ready to go. I got my kidney grills and this guy here, brakes and rotors, and I got some brake cleaner and some other goodies in there so that we can get this done. That's today's video. We're gonna just jump right into that. We're gonna pull this car out so then we can get it right here to start working on it. So right off the hop, I just gotta say thank God we got that power steering pump done the other day, because that would have made that just so much more difficult. Power steering works great, it's functioning just the way that it's supposed to. So now we're just gonna jack this thing up and then we're gonna do one side at a time, front and back. Alright, so like I said in the last video, if you haven't checked out the last video, you should check that out. I'll put a link right here so you can see that. But in the last video, I said that I was going to use the tires from that 2005 E46 over there. Not because I want to swap out the rims, but because those treads on those tires are in excellent condition. And for safety, this just isn't going to cut it. You can see there's a huge crack right in there. The tire itself is bald, so something like that won't pass the safety. So that's why we'll be swapping out these tires today. These brake pads, they're not actually in the worst condition. These I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save the brake pads and I'm gonna save the rotors because these are still good and you can still use them for something. If we're talking about, you know, pushing some big boost, then I don't think that these would be sufficient enough. However, for daily driving, it would be all right. It doesn't necessarily need to be changed, but for the sake of running a safety on the vehicle, it would be best for it to have brand new stuff. Okay, so in the back side of this brake caliper here, there are two little plugs. One would be right here. Pop that little thing off, and then there's another one on the bottom side. And so we pop those two off to expose what is a number 7 hex inside of those little caps, and that will take off the brake caliper. And then to get the caliper bracket off is a 5/8 or a 16 mil, and those bolts are right in here. One bolt here and then one bolt down at the bottom. So I got those bolts off of the brake caliper, so we just need to pop this guy off here. Once we get this off, then the brake caliper can come out. There we go, those things were pretty stuck in there. So now that we got those off, this brake caliper can be pried up from the top or the bottom, whichever works, or the top and the bottom. And there we go. Now the brake caliper itself is off. So you know what? I've literally decided that I'm not going to change these things because these things are mint. Like, just from pulling the wheels off before and kind of checking them out a little bit, they looked like they may have been changed, but like, these things are mint. There's so much pad left on these things. The rotors are like, they're not scored like deeply. Yeah, no, these things are fine for sure. And even the backside here, yeah, these things are mint. There's no need to change all that. So I'm just gonna swap out these tires instead. The fact is that these brakes and rotors are completely fine. There's like literally nothing wrong with them. The pads are thick, the rotors are not warped, they're straight, everything's good. Now, since the wheels are already off, I'm gonna swap them out with these ones here. These tires are good, and I'll be running a safety on this car right here and selling it certified. So I'm gonna be swapping out with these tires here because those definitely are good condition and those will pass safety, whereas these ones here, they're bald and they're cracking. You can see a big crack line right there, so those are not going to pass the safety. So I'm going to get those tires off. Since I already have these two off right here, I'm just going to zip off those other ones on that car there and I'm going to slap them on. It's not about saving the rims, it's about having it safe for it to be legitimately certified. I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to jack up that car, unbolt those ones, and then get them on this car. Just gonna put this jack stand underneath this car here so I can steal this jack from here. Guess it doesn't really matter where it goes because I'm gonna be right back with that jack. I just stuck it underneath the differential mount right there. Just drop this down a little bit. There it goes. We're also gonna pop these things off. We're gonna steal those too. And same with this one. Okay, so I got this set up with some plywood because this car is on the grass, and I'm just gonna jack this car up right now.
When I see you dancing, I'm like, hola, 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 hola. With your move fancy, make me wanna hola, 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 hola. I got your attention, spending that moolah, 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 moolah. I'm a drop popping, pocket, swola, 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 swola.
So super crappy thing about this, I found one of these tires here. It's not all of them, but in this one here, there's 2 bulges in that. So that tire is gonna have to get replaced, but I'm not sure if I even have time to do that today. If I don't have time to do that, I'll just bolt these up and then I'll do it later. Either way, those have to go on this car now. Yeah, so I just took the jack stand or the jack out of that car, and this is probably one of the sketchier setups that I've ever done. So yeah, I decided that I'm not gonna take the jack stands out. Instead, I'm just gonna jack it up in place where it is.
Swola, 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 swola.
So I changed my mind. I took the jack stand out because it was tipping over on the other side.
Swola, 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 swola.
So I'm going to install this thing here. It's one of the jack points. This was an extra one I had laying around in my shed. That one was missing. I'm going to put this jack down. I'm actually going to go get a new tire for that one that was bulging there, and I'm going to get that on just to finish that up. All right, and here we go. Brand new tire. Well, brand new used tire, but it's good to go, so we can mount that back on the BMW. Alright, so that's all 4 tires mounted on this 2001. Now we just do our finishing touches here and pop one of these guys on. There we go. Now it's good to go. So I'm going to get these jack stands out of here and drop this car down.
When I see you dancing, I'm like, hola, 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 hola. With your move fancy, make me wanna hola, 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 hola.
Okay, so now that all the wheels are done, basically I only have a couple more things to do with this. One of these things is this tail light right here. It's lifted off entirely, so it used to be taped here. The ones that are on that car right there are not any good. They're very foggy, so I'm just gonna keep this like that for now, but then I'm gonna get another one probably from the junkyard or something, and I'll replace that, but that's an easy fix. Other than that, I have some footage of replacing these, but these were changed over at my apartment. They used to be OEM blue ones, but I changed them to black because these ones are way nicer. So I'll toss that footage in right now of me actually changing these. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to take these BMW logos and I'm going to put them on the new car to the person that I'm selling them to. I wanted to keep them for myself, but they are really nice, and I'm just going to order some new ones when it comes time. It would look much better on someone's car to sell it with these than it would with some rundown ones like the ones that are on there now. Same thing with this guy as well. I'm just going to pop this thing off, and this is the reason why I was actually changing them, was because of this guy here. It's just so gross looking. I wouldn't want to sell a car with this thing on here. There we go. That's open. Clean it up here a bit. Get rid of that dirt and stuff that's on there. Just wipe this thing clean. Now we can put the new one on. There we go. Doesn't that look so much better? See, there's a huge difference between the two, right? One's presentable and one's a piece of junk. So now we're gonna do the same thing with the trunk and put this logo on here. And again, just so much more presentable than the old one that was in there. Now I also have some kidney grills that I ordered, and I'm gonna put these on because that is a key feature of what the E46 is. So here is the kidney grills for this car. This one is a pre-facelifted E46, so it's from 1999 to 2001. I actually didn't know that before, but from 2002 on, it's a different style kidney grill. I had ordered some before, and I tried to put them in, but they didn't fit. Basically, I kept those ones. I was gonna send them back to Amazon, but I kept them because I figured at some point I'm gonna be using them for my own car. So these ones, I reordered these, and or I ordered these ones, and I'm just gonna put these ones in now. But it's super nice to take something out of a box from brand new. It's just something so nice about that. I ended up going with the matte black ones instead of the glossy black. There's one. Just had to make sure that this latch was able to go through. All right, so I had to mess around with those a little bit, but I got these grills on. Yeah, they look nice. Happy with that. That's just one less thing to do now. Literally all there is to do is that tail light. We still have the window slider, window rail in there. Have to fix that, but that's gonna come from this car right here. And then we have the door lock cylinder. Yeah, and that's literally all there is to it. And then we're gonna get this engine bay power washed and cleaned up. But I just have to wait for a part because I'm ordering it from BMW. So it's gonna be an OEM part made specifically for this key. So I'm gonna have to wait for that for probably 2 weeks or so. After that, then we'll get this thing sold. For the most part, this is just about as much as what's gonna happen other than that window rail and that tail light. Car's coming along for sure. But I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, and this is the end of the video. So if you like that video, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be doing a little bit more with this one, and then we'll get this sold, but then we'll be able to get going on these couple cars here. If you like that video, hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this. Definitely check us out on our Discord server. It's a community of people that are doing like-minded things, repairing cars and performance things. But if you haven't subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'll link a playlist for you right here. You can check out the videos that led up to this video right here. You can check out that whole playlist. So that being said, this is it, and we'll see you in the next one. See you later.